What's up, y'all? It's me, Terrence, and I'm back with another video. And today we're doing another Talk Big T, where we tackle some of the stuff that's going on in the culture. And today we're going to be talking about Kanye West. Well, who hasn't talked about Kanye West in the last couple of weeks? At first, I wasn't going to address it, but let's go ahead and talk about some of the stuff that he got going on with the, the whole White Lives Matter shirt that he wore and the interview with Nore that he just did on Drink Champs. Kanye West, one of the biggest artists of my generation, of any generation at this point, had a lot of unflattering things that he had said, I guess, on the Nore podcast, Drink Champs. And some of the stuff that's circling around from when he wore the White Lives Matter shirts. On top of that, it don't help in the past that he was like a Trump supporter in people's eyes. He was a Republican. I won't just say a Trump supporter, but I think he's a straight up Republican, and he wore the MAGA hat, you know what I'm saying? So that kind of got people riled up as well. I think one of the main reasons why people was riled up is because Kanye West is one of the more, I guess, like people follow behind him, people who really look up to a lot of his beliefs and views and stuff. And I think that's part of the reason why some people of the culture was let down, mainly black people was let down by some of the decisions that he do in the media, or some of the stuff that he does, like wearing the Trump hat, wearing a White Lives Matter t-shirt, and different type of things like that. Before I talk about what happened in a Nore interview, I did end up watching it before they took it down. Well, I ended up finding another outlook because I looked at half of it before they took it down, and then I was able to look at the rest through another outlook on YouTube. People be putting up all types of stuff, so I was able to watch the rest of the interview after they already took it down. But before we get into that, let me talk about the whole White Lives Matter thing. My views on it is like, when I first seen it, I really didn't have a comment on it because, like I said, I feel like a lot of times in this day and age, people do stuff to get attention. And a lot of times people don't know how to separate from emotionally being attached to somebody versus their views and opinions on things. Like, it's okay to be a fan of somebody's music and not agree with everything that they do or say, you know what I'm saying? Like, these people, we look at these celebrities or these people as our saviors. And I really like the way not Kanye West, but the way Kendrick put it on his last CD. If you haven't listened to it, check it out, Big Steppers. On that CD, he had a song called Savior, and he was kind of speaking to that, what I'm saying right now. Like, we put a lot of responsibility on these celebrities, like they are our saviors, you know what I'm saying? Like, what they say is law, or what they believe is law. And to be honest, the only person who should be governing you is you. The only person who should be in charge of what you got going on in your household is you. And that's why a lot of things might rub me wrong with media, social media, what's on TV, and all that good stuff. But instead of me like always make a post or getting up in arms about it, I usually just govern what goes on in my household, and I don't usually leave it to celebrities or anybody else views that decide what I'm gonna do in my house. And I'm not saying that's not okay to look up to these people, because I do look up to people like Kanye West and Jay-Z and Puff Daddy and all these other different artists who've been able to become billionaires off of their hard work and their talent and their artistry and all that good stuff. But what I'm saying is, don't lose sight of what you believe or get upset because they don't fully agree with what you believe. It's okay to disagree respectfully and not disrespect your fellow man in the same sense. Like, me and my homeboys always have disagreements, but we don't never get to disrespecting each other, talking about we're gonna smack each other and all this other stuff. You can disagree without being disrespectful. And somebody's political views do not shape or mold me of who I would vote for or what should I vote for. And I don't sway nobody or call nobody dumb for what they believe or what they should do or who they should vote for or any of that stuff, because at the end of the day, that's their life, that's their beliefs, and how can I be so insensitive if I don't see their point of view to just smack them in their face? Like, I'm not walking around here worrying about what everybody else got going on. I gotta worry about my own family. And in the same sense, just be respectful to the other people's families. You know what I'm saying? What they got going on shouldn't change what you got going on, if that makes sense. So the interview, to my understanding, and I do urge people to go watch the interview before they form an opinion about it. I repeat, please watch the interview before you form an opinion about it. But from my understanding of what went on from the interview, it got pulled or it got taken down because of a lot of hateful things that Kanye West was saying, or some hateful rhetoric that was being spewed, or they said it was supposed to be like a hate speech that Kanye West was doing towards a certain group of people. And I really urge people, like I said, to check out the interview and tell me what your thoughts and opinions are, because, you know, we can talk about it in the comments below, whether you feel like he was being disrespectful or not. And I don't want to debate with nobody. I just want to see other people's points of view about the whole thing. And honestly, my own personal opinion from what I heard from the interview, not from what I heard, but I listened to the interview in its entirety, and yes, it's a very long interview, so you gotta have like a lot of patience, because it's like 3 hours long, you know what I'm saying? And I sat there and listened to the whole thing all the way through before I could form an opinion about it. And I feel like some of the stuff from the interview was taken out of content, like a lot of different things in life. I don't fully agree with everything that Kanye was saying in the interview, but he do make a lot of strong points. And a lot of the stuff that he says, you can tell that he don't mean how they try to predict it to be, or how they try to make it look to be, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, you really gotta listen to the interview to get the gist of what Kanye West was saying, what Nore was saying, and the other young man that was on the interview was saying. I can't remember his name, but it went as far as to, I guess, the powers that be really didn't like the interview. They got the interview pulled down, and they made Nore apologize for something that he didn't even say. Like, I don't understand that either, how they made him apologize, and Kanye West was the one who was talking. I don't understand that at all. But either he apologizing on behalf of the show, but you can't dictate what somebody else is going to say on the show. So I feel like that's still like a pointless apology, because Nore didn't fully agree with everything Kanye West was saying, and he was kind of defending that group of people that he was talking about, and I don't understand why they would make him apologize when he was, in all honesty, just being a journalist and doing his job as a journalist on Drink Champs. And seeing this, the biggest issue is not everything that Kanye West was saying. Like, even if I didn't hear him speak on killing anybody or hurting anybody. It was just a certain narrative, and then he was talking about this other thing. I guess there was some violence insinuated, I guess, in that aspect, but it's not like they try to make it to be, in my opinion. It's no worse than any rap song that you turn on that with King Von and all these other rappers who rap about killing, black people, namely black people. It's no worse than what he was saying on there. None of that stuff is being taken down or this being taken apart or whatever. And my biggest issue is not the fact that they're saying that, because I feel like it's a freedom of speech. You can say whatever you want, but I feel like that's taken away when you do stuff like that. It's freedom of speech. We live in a country where you're supposed to be able to express yourself freely without there being any consequence. If I could walk around saying, Terrence, right now today I'm a man, and then tomorrow I feel like I'm a goat, and I get praised for feeling like I'm a freaking goat walking around eating grass, how can I not say whatever I feel like is fair? You know what I'm saying? I feel like I should be able to voice my opinion freely. If you can have all these other different organizations able to freely express themselves, I feel like we should too. You know what I'm saying? In any aspects. And yeah, you could be a little bit mindful, be a little bit more mindful of what you say and how you say it. But the biggest issue is not letting people be able to judge what they saying on their own without you coming and dictating if it was a hate speech or not. Like, let us hear it, let us see it. Why are you trying to hide it? If it was so big of a deal, let everybody would have boycotted Kanye West, just like they was feeling like they want to boycott him for wearing that shirt. Let us be the judge of that. Don't try to dictate what we feel like. We all adults here. Most of, you know, anybody who watching the interviews are all adults. Let us formulate our own opinion on the material instead of y'all just taking and dictating what we can digest and what we can't digest. Like, it's okay for y'all to put all type of different narratives on TV and on the radio. Like, it's certain stuff I can't even listen to because they saying curse words now on the radio, and my daughter in the car. But I'm like, well, hey man, that's this country, you know what I'm saying? They free to have whatever they want on the radio. I just won't listen to it. And that's the same thing with Kanye West or anybody else. Like that narrative of, I feel like our rights are being taken away right in front of our face when we allow them to do stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? To take away something just because a certain group of people don't agree with it. And it's not hateful thoughts or harmful things. It's just the fact that I'm not saying that we overly sensitive, because you got a right to be offended when somebody say something that you don't like. You have the right to feel that way. You know what I'm saying? And they could either apologize for what they said, or y'all both could go your own separate ways. But you can't take away the right for them to say what they feel. You know what I'm saying? You can't take away the right to say how they feel. You know what I'm saying? And that's regardless of if I'm walking down the street and a racist white man or a racist anybody call me the N-word. You know what I'm saying? That's their freedom to say that. You know what I'm saying? That's their freedom to say that. But it's in every right of mine to defend myself. You know what I'm saying? Or to handle the situation how I would handle it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so even if that person was to say something racist to me, distasteful to me, it's at my discretion if I want to put my hands on them. And guess what? I'll probably go to jail for doing something like that, or for me to just ignore it and keep it moving. And I know that stuff is easier said than done. Don't get me wrong. I believe that it's more easier said than done. But it's a lot of things that I didn't see that people have said that I just don't agree with. But I just keep my mouth shut and keep it moving because they ain't got nothing to do with me. That's how they feel. What I'm trying to say is, stop letting these celebrities dictate what goes on in your life and start taking some responsibility for your own damn actions in your own damn life. Kanye West interview, I'm hugely disappointed that they took it down and then allow people to make up their own opinion on what Kanye West said. And if the group of people felt offended by what he said, that's still not right for them to just snatch it down or take it away, because at the end of the day, it made me want to see what he said even more. And like I said, in my opinion, I don't seem like it was that bad. But hey, let me know what y'all think in the comments below. I'm not here to, my words ain't the end all be all, but I do want to know what y'all feel or how y'all feel about what he said. And I might have missed some things because, you know, this is pretty much a rant of how I felt about the whole thing. But yeah, thanks y'all for watching, and subscribe if you haven't already. If I haven't offended you, please subscribe to the channel and give this video a thumbs up if you like the material. I guess I'll catch you guys on the next video. God bless and peace.